Monica.
Yes.
Okay, you're considered one of the more prolific actors in anime.
That's so weird. Thank you.
Yes. Is there a difference in how you approach what you do now than when you started?
I think that it's still the same approach, but it's on a much faster timeline. Lucy and I were talking about this in our panel yesterday. We used to have a lot of time, like when we worked on a show like Azumanga Daioh. There was all this character development, and I gave myself secrets and tactics and things that Lucy probably doesn't even know that I was thinking to make my performance that much better, to add another level of interest. I still do those things, but I don't have all the time in the world to think about it. Because then back in those days, I mean, it took us like, what, 6-8 months to record Azumanga Daioh? Now we're recording weekly, and so you don't even know where the next episode is going to take you. You don't know if your character is going to live, die, whatever. So it's much faster decisions, but I think as a result, you have to make choices and stick with them a lot faster and a lot harder. So I feel like it's really helped my, and you guys I'm sure would agree, like character development, like learning how to build characters has become a forte just because you have to create one and just go with it, and you can't second guess yourself. So yeah, I think that it's definitely the same approach, just a lot faster.
Way to answer my follow-up without even asking.
A real pro.
I actually have a question for the panel. So I am here with WRCT, which is Carnegie Mellon's radio station, but I'm also a Pittsburgh native, and I've been coming to TECO since I was in middle school. So my question is this your first time in Pittsburgh, and also what has been your favorite part of the city so far?
It's not my first time. I came to Sunghawah project a few years ago, which was a lot of fun. I haven't gotten to see a whole lot of the city, but we all kind of went to Permandes yesterday.
Yep.
So that was good. That was fun.
This is for the ladies, actually, both of you. Have you felt any difference being a woman in the voice acting field, or do you find it to be a pretty strong place whenever promoting like equality?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I think anime-wise and video game-wise, I think that it's always been a good place to be as a woman, because even though Japan can be a little behind the times when it comes to certain aspects, they do admire strong women in their anime, even if it's not in real life. So it's kind of nice to be able to play those strong female characters, and over the years there's been more and more of them. Commercially, it's a totally different thing. It's a lot harder because I don't know about you, but I know I get commercial auditions all the time that are like, we'd like a man or woman, we're not sure, and it always ends up being a man. It's like, why even waste my time? Really? But yeah, the characters in anime and video games are so strong and so complex, and even just watching like a character like Bulma, where she started out in Dragon Ball and now in Super, I mean, men are like afraid of her. Everybody's scared of her. She's up in Frieza's face and Cell's face and just reading them the right act and doesn't care, and I think that that shows how it's grown over the years, and they're really trying to empower women now. Yeah.
So, I know you have your cat Effie. I also have a black cat.
Yeah.
So I love your videos of Effie. But for the full panel, do you guys have any pets? And if so, which one of your characters' voices closest reflects the voice you use with your pets?
Well, I have a cat, but he lives with somebody else now because I found out I was allergic.
Oh,
no! But his name is Michael Jackson because he's black and white, and if you're going to be my baby, it don't matter. And I also love calling, I just like the idea of being able to go, Michael Jackson, get off the counter. Michael Jackson, get down. But I call him Jacko, usually, and Jacko, he has a voice, because he was kind of like my mom for a while when I lived by myself, because I would come home real late at night, and I had stairs leading up to my apartment, and he would stand at the top of the stairs and just, where have you been? But his voice to me was always kind of like this, like, hey, I'm Michael Jackson, what's going on? I'm gonna come rub on you. Yeah, I'm rubbing on you. I miss that jerk. I still get to see him every once in a while.
That's great.
Monica, you played Yona, which one of my favorite characters, and in a way, beautiful. You have a great story of her empowerment, going from sheltered princess to basically leader of some sort of rebellion. She has a reverse harem going on, which is kind of empowering for her. But you've also done like Stalking
Yeah.
and some ecchi shows, some rather ecchi shows. Do you find that there needs to be more of a balance between those two styles? I mean, because some of the ecchi shows definitely do not carry that empowerment, even though 90% of the time the male protagonist gets the beaten out of him because he does something unintentionally ecchi. in most cases.
Yeah. I think, people always ask me, like, what is my favorite genre and what is my least favorite genre? And I would say that the typical harem show usually is my least favorite. Because if it doesn't have a good storyline, like something like Shuffle had a great storyline and the characters were all really interesting. So you cared about those characters. So you didn't really concern yourself with the fact that some hapless dude that nobody would really like in real life has all of these girls fawning over him and fighting for his attention because they were all friends and they got along. But then there's other shows that I've done, which I will not name, but I'm like, this is totally unnecessary. There was one show in particular where the first season was great and it actually had story and plot, and then the second season just became, let's put everybody in bikinis and have no actual plot.
I think I'm rewatching that show. First season was great, and the second season is just one like kitschy, haremy episode after another with no real plot value.
There
And
was
it's
there
really
was a
disappointing.
whole episode where we were cats.
Yeah.
And it was like one of those things that I was so disappointed because I thought, what a great show. This is really fun. Even though it's ecchi and there's upskirt shots and stuff like that and giant boobs, there's still like this feeling of empowerment because women are fighting and they're being powerful.
And it's a women-dominated society.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but it was really, really nice. But then all of a sudden, the second season comes around and it's just, bouncing boobs and shrinking bikinis, which when I was first dating my fiance, I took a picture because I was working on this show and my character's bikini shrinks. And it's way more anatomically correct than it should be. And so I was taking photos like, I just want you to see what I work on.
Yeah.
This is my job today. And so it's hard. I mean, like when people ask me, like especially parents, if they come to me and they're like, hey, my daughter's really into anime, but I want to make sure she's getting a good message. What kind of shows should I'm certainly not going to suggest those shows. In fact, usually if I speak to women, I'm like, hey, watch the Yonas. Watch even Saga of Tanya the Evil. She's a horrible person, but she's a strong, strong girl. Or shows like that. I try to redirect whenever I can because there's a great market for those harem shows and people love them. But I tend to stick with the ones that have the actual plot and the storyline and the real character.
Kind of like actually, those things they did,
Jaya Faru.
I can never.
Yeah.
Which is one of those where, really, you made an entire show about playing card game.
That's exactly right.
It's right there with every other anime right now that's out about playing shogi. Really?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want to get this one from the panel before we do wrap things up. What are you working on now or coming up in your pipeline that you're like, you've got to watch this program? I mean, what kind of, what is your must-read, must-watch suggestion right now for presently or in the future that you're allowed to speak about? Because I know how some of them are, don't say anything.
Well, Super is awesome, so you should definitely watch Dragon Ball Super. Other than that, I'm currently playing Sakura in Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card, and that is near and dear to my heart because I'm finally a magical girl after 20 years. It only took 20 years. So it's really, really cool to be a part of that one, and I'm very excited about that one. And the Saga of Tanya the Evil will be coming out on DVD soon, and I'm going to make everybody buy it. Or I'll just buy all the copies and hand them out because people need to see that show. Sorry, that was my soapbox.
I've always thought you were a magical girl.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I have a question for the panel again. What role did you have that sort of you either struggled the most with or sort of took you the longest, sort of like find the voice for, I suppose.
I think for me, early on in my career, I did a show called Noir, which is still one of my favorite shows that I've ever worked on. But it was really, really hard because my character kind of wakes up, doesn't know who she is or where she is or why she's there. And then she's also very quiet. So she would respond a lot of times with these like monosyllabic, like kind of noises, like not even words. And so as somebody who came from stage, who's learning how to be a voice actor, and then being told, okay, I need you to convey all of these different emotions, but with one sound. That was incredibly difficult, and it took forever. But Matt Greenfield was my director, and he was so patient and so good. I think there was one time that we did like 40 takes of one noise, because he's like, you've got it in you. I know you've got it in you. You're not conveying it. I want you to feel this. And so he really, really worked with me, and I'm so thankful for that, because between Noir and Princess Nine, those are the two shows where I really feel like I learned how to voice act. Like that's where I kind of figured it out. And I'm like, oh, this is how this works. Okay, I get it now. So yeah, I'm very thankful, but it was very trying. It was very trying.